GangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Next. So now the next part is recapping the excellent card from Golden Boy on Friday night. And most people, I know most people were saying like, "Oh, was it Friday? I thought it was Saturday." I'm like, people always double check the dates. It's like, it's a simple thing is just checking the dates so you don't miss shit.
If you listen to the podcast, we'll let you know. How many times I asked this nigga Pat, what time is that fight?
Right? And I
be asking for myself and for y'all.
Yeah, I retweet it on Twitter constantly, on the IG too. I'll retweet it in the stories we follow. It's there. So you just gotta get it together. And if you did miss it Friday, you missed a pretty excellent card. Now, the main card started at 9:00. But if you had nothing going on or you just chilling like I was for most of Friday, there was some the prelims were pretty on point. And Blair Cobbs definitely has a future in broadcasting. Definitely have to mention that. I know, me and Pi were just talking about this shit earlier. Blair Cobbs is a character. He's highly entertaining.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, highly entertaining. It's a shame though. And Blair Cobbs just needs to get on the Twitter wave too. I don't think he knows. The type of shit he's leaving on the table, not being active on social media, because he clearly has the personality for that shit. He could do something on social media. But
I don't have Twitter. That's wild. With that kind of personality, you gotta get out there.
Ain't no way a guy that does Ric Flair impressions does not have social media. Shouldn't have a booming social media in every place that you possibly can. Right. Yeah, you gotta get together. You gotta get together, Blair. But yeah, if you watch that, if you watch the films, obviously, it was a good warm up to the main card. It was, and like I said, Golden Boy shines on these prelim cards. So yeah, if you ever a chance to, it's on YouTube. So if you ever get a chance to do it, go to the DAZN YouTube and go watch that shit. It's highly entertaining. The main card, it was a perfect lead into the main card, where there were 4 fights. The first one, however, was a hell of a fight. Hell of a one-sided fight, I should say, between Hector Tanahara and William Zepeda. Now, Tanahara was the prospect. Tanahara was one of Golden Boy's prospects at 135. But yeah, I don't know what happened to him that night. He might have been out too long. He might have been too rusty. It was maybe the wrong matchmaking, and this might be one of the rare mistakes that Golden Boy made. But Tanahara was not in this fight whatsoever. William Zepeda,
he kept it competitive. He was landing some shots, but the tide was going to turn at any moment during that fight.
And it turned pretty early though. And Zepeda let off heavy back combinations. His turn was probably 1-1-2. 1-2-1.
He was rocking Tanahara's head so serious, man. I was
with shoe shots.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it was Tanahara. He couldn't do anything. He tried to adjust. He tried to box. He tried to, he tried to land, his little left hands or whatever. But they had no effect because there was nothing. And Ismail was just walking him down and just hit him with ridiculous combinations to the body and head. And there were serious combinations. It wasn't no bullshit. I'm thinking to myself, man, this guy cannot take this much punishment without falling.
Yo, it was a lesson in pressure boxing.
Yeah.
He stayed on him. He didn't just follow him aimlessly. He threw body punches. He doubled up. Whole arsenal of shots.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was an outclassing, really.
Yeah, and Zepeda, Zepeda, if you see him, he was on the Ring City cards and stuff like that. So, dude was a sleeper on that, though, but I don't think he's a sleeper anymore. He's definitely not anymore. Not with the performance like that. Yeah, Tanahara, at the final round, after it was round 6, Tanahara was catching some real serious punishment, and and you can see the matchmaker and everything. The manager was like, nah, we got to call this shit. It's a wrap because Tanahara was gonna fall very soon because the ass whooping was so complete. So yeah, like Tanahara, like he's gonna have to do some serious rebuilding, like serious rebuilding. You know, Zepeda now just put himself in the mix at lightweight, and lightweight, you know, like I said, lightweight's already a pretty exciting division as it is. So like to have another big puncher, 23-0 with 21 knockouts, southpaw lurking in the mix. Yeah,
pressure volume boxer. Oh man, like,
yeah,
he's some problems.
Yeah, he's gonna cause some. Like if you try to sweet science him without him respecting your power, you gotta learn a serious lesson. A serious lesson.
Yeah, because I see you. If you don't have the power to box him, your footwork and stamina has to be A1, where you could just stay out of range while just landing on some 3-foot rule shit and just get out. Like a guy like Shakur Stevenson might could handle him because he used to fight in that type of fight, but the others out there at 135, I'm not sure. I think Haney could, but I don't know about that chin like that.
Yeah, the funny thing is too is like, with Zepeda has not gone a distance since 2017. So the dude has some serious power behind him. Like,
God damn.
Yeah, it's like he has a long KO streak going right now, very long.
But honestly, if you're a pressure boxer or anybody with power punching, you should never try to make your fights go the distance. You should always try to focus and break guys down.
Right. You
don't need to be having extra rounds, you know, you're a power puncher. So I like that. That's a good stat, you know, stop people. And he did it in an exciting fashion.
Yeah,
so a Carter boost, started that shit up good.
Yeah, so I mean, I honestly don't know. I don't know who he's actually signed to. If I don't think he signed the Golden Boy, but whoever needs to pick him up for the lightweight division, for the lightweight stable. Like, I mean, dude is a really good addition to that division. Like he's going to be a problem, you know. So somebody better sign him quick. Oh man! And then after that, you know, we had the women's fighting. You know, we had Sinesa Superbad Estrada versus 10K Tsunami. Yeah, that's a hell of a name too. That sounds like a wrestling name, 10K Tsunami. You know, and like I said, you know, Golden Boy, like, you know, they're like the pioneers with having women on their cards, and Superbad is pretty much one of Golden Boy's biggest draws. And this shit was a good fight too. Really good.
She got $200K purse for that.
Yeah, she did. She got paid for that too. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, like Oscar real.
So some women boxers are making some money. So that just let me know that the money is there for people like Shields to get these major fights, man. Like,
facts.
Maybe get a real promoter or something, man, or see what's up. I don't know, but if Superbad can take $200K, I know Shields is worth double that.
Right. You know, you just gotta apply yourself, depending on, you know. But, you know, you gotta apply it, and you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But hey,
she need to be on a card like Superbad, though, where it's nothing but fucking fades.
Right. You know, and unfortunately, you know, the card that Shields wants to be on, you know, Al Heyman doesn't really do women's fighting like that. I mean, if he does, he might put it on the undercard but I don't think it's rarely televised.
Gotta have the right fight. I think if you're a top contender type of boxer and you fought on the undercard, it should be a privilege to fight on the undercard of a Shields versus a Savannah Marshall fight.
Right.
Now, unless you some damn undisputed champ or some, you know, big ticket seller nigga, you know, okay, my bad, but, you know, there's a lot of mid-tier talent, you know, or mid-level guys who I felt would make good fights matched up well as undercard. Like Golden Boy does it. I don't know why everybody else can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are reasons why, you know, especially
Every bullshit reasons, man. Like no one really be giving no real good concrete reason. Like, okay, this could not happen because such and such. It's always also, well, you know, that nigga across the street feels this way, or that person wants to do this. It's like, okay, like, say you don't care about boxing then.
Exactly, you know, and Estrada, you know, for her part, like I said, she got paid and she put on a hell of a performance. Like, you know, like I said, you know, Tsunami though, like I said, I mean, Asian fighters, like I said, off rip, like, you know, fighting spirit all the way. You know, but this is one of the rare times where I actually saw the fighting spirit slowly get broken down by somebody. Like Superbad, like I think they were fighting. Like Superbad was probably like at the first part to me narrowly winning in the first half, but then she turned that shit all the way up, and you know, and slowly started beating Tsunami down. You know, I was like, oh shit, like you know, this is elite shit. I'm actually watching. You know,
the fight goes 2 more rounds, I think she stops her. Or if it's 3-minute rounds, I think she stops her.
Exactly, because Tsunami looked like she was dead. She looked like she was ready to fall in those last couple of rounds.
Yeah. The punches are weighing her soul down. You could feel it.
Yeah, and of course, I definitely love the post-fight interview with Estrada. You know, she was talking big shit to Esparza, who was ringside again. You know, and
get like, on in the parking lot right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like she called her out like there, and I definitely want to see that fight again because you know like the first fight outshined you know a certain card with a cinnamon colored haired fellow. You know.
Oh God.
Talk that shit, mommy. Talk that shit, mommy. See, this is what I want. Like, this is the shit I be telling y'all. Like, when you get your moment, you have to sell yourself.
Exactly.
So I'm proud of Superbad and what she did. Like, sell yourself. Like, talk your shit. We know she ain't gonna fight the broad in the damn parking lot. I don't know for sure, but at least put it out there. Like,
right.
And she did it without cursing or none of that shit. It's also like, look, man. She, you know, she's smiling and she coming to see my fight to see real skills.
Yeah, exactly. Then she does with a smile on her face, Kool-Aid smile on her face. So yeah.
How about how women boxing be more exciting than men boxing? Like
facts. You know,
like, well, JoJo kept that energy. So fuck that.
Yeah. JoJo definitely. When we got to the co-main event, I think everyone was anticipating Jojo Diaz and Javier Fortuna. And like I said, we mentioned before in the preview, Fortuna. You know, he'd been canceled like he had 3 or 4 fights like fall through for all types of different reasons, enough to make me feel a little bit sorry for him. And then this fight comes about, and you think, okay, you know, he's about to go take it out on this motherfucker right here. But I think JoJo definitely had. First of all, JoJo looked completely different. I was like, I can tell you took that shit seriously because he didn't have that Toucan Sam colored hair that he always had. You know? Yeah.
Real talk. This edgier, meaner, more badass version of JoJo, I think is better now. Like, better for the sport.
Definitely.
Yeah, motherfucker look like an American meat extra. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's not even like, you know, where's the clean cut Olympian? Nah, none of that shit anymore. Like,
nah, fuck that. Like, that shit's gone. Like, yo, bro, we want the badass, edgier, meaner JoJo.
It was American Me Extra versus Dougie Fresh lookalike. So
yeah, it was that serious, yo. I was like, JoJo meant business, and you could tell that the way the weight looked on him, like he looked strong. Like usually, if you're on something like, I mean, he's fought at 122, 126, and 130, like. You know, I mean, granted, like 130, I think he should always make, but you know, he kind of fucked up that one time. But you could tell that he looked drawn at 122, especially 126. Like he struggled to make those weights.
Yeah.
Even 130, I think he was always going to go up to lightweight.
Yeah,
Like I remember I said, like, Canelo got that stockiness. Like he's now no slim dude.
It's one fight, but he looks comfortable at 135. I mean, I know it's just one fight, but he looks like, you know, he looks a little more.
Yeah, he looks real comfortable, and he definitely fought like he was comfortable too. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, him like at first. Well, I'd say like it wasn't like I mean at first it wasn't. It was competitive enough. You know, Fortuna was doing. I mean, Fortuna did rock JoJo a little bit in the fight. Like it wasn't like it was completely one-sided. You know.
Yeah, he landed some punches, but. You know, JoJo, Dougie, Fortuna, he's one of those fighters where class shows over time. Mm-hmm. And he's not wild, but he's sloppy.
Very.
Yeah, he's sloppy. He's kind of unorthodox sloppy. He's a good fighter, but yeah, he's definitely
Yeah, it's not like Brandon Figueroa looks wild, but there's a controlled wildness about it. Like it's
not as crude.
Yeah, like it's purposefully wild. Like it's not like how Pascal be just throwing hooks and chin in the air and just
Yeah.
It's not just wild for the sake of being wild and reckless. It's like Fortuna just be sloppy. Like he doesn't throw wild punches like that, but he don't turn everything over. He throws the wrong punches at the wrong moment sometimes. Like if fights were like 3 or 4 rounds in spurts, like he'll get it going, but then it's like he'll stop. Then he'll start moving and dancing around the ring, fucking roller skating around the ring.
Right.
He'll go through like 10 or 20 seconds where he doesn't throw a punch. He throws straights when he's supposed to throw hooks. He throws hooks when he's supposed to throw straights. So it's like, and Fortuna's still talented. He's still good, but I knew he couldn't beat Jojo. Jojo would have to really not take this guy serious.
Right, and the funny thing is Jojo had some adversity too, because he got butted and cut open in, I think it was the 3rd round or whatever. And Jojo Diaz can never avoid getting cuts, and I think around his eyes he has a little bit too much scar tissue, and I feel that's going to hinder him in the future. I don't know if he has to get like a surgery or whatever, but thankfully he had a good cut man in his corner. So like even though it was bleeding, it never got any worse than that. It was just
and
bleeding.
Fortuna, it's not like Fortuna was targeting it and really going at it like that. He kind of fell back. His offense be infrequent.
Right, like in some of the rounds, Fortuna was actually, he was actually, like lacing Diaz pretty good with some power shots, but he, like you said, he just couldn't sustain it. And then when he started fading like he usually does, Diaz was like, went at him with both fists like flying, like 4 punch combinations.
And then he was throwing those left hands that would just clock dude. Like he was rocking Fortuna like several times.
Yeah, I think like in the 10th round, like he looked like he had Fortuna like ready to be ready to go, ready to be taken out of there. That was probably JoJo. This might be JoJo's best performance as a pro. Like I mean, everything about like what everything he seemed to execute with his fight plan was that. Like Fortuna doesn't have nothing. Fortuna, once he got a rock, Fortuna pretty much got on his bike. Like, and then what I didn't like, I know me and LB talked about it too, is when both these motherfuckers started celebrating when they heard at the 10-second warning. Like, I was like, Fortuna's like, you definitely don't need to be doing that. Like, both of them would just stand at each other with their hands in the air. I'm like, fight. They started dancing around each other with their hands in the air. I was like, it's fucking like idiots.
I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, throw hands, but mostly Fortuna, because it's like, y'all was talking shit. Like, and JoJo got a mouth on it. Like, you always calling people pussy and step up and all this. So it's like I feel like he fought. Like, his appearance matches his attitude now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he definitely comes off with that vibe where, before with the hair color and all this shit, like a humble little quiet dude in the gym. And people be like, oh, who's that little midget motherfucker over there? He's soft, he pussy, he ain't gonna fight no. And then you spar JoJo and he beats the shit out of you. And you're like, God damn. Like, but now he looks like if he go into the gym and he trains in the corner by himself, you just leave him alone. Like, well, that nigga looks serious. Like,
right.
Okay. See, so I feel like JoJo. Yeah, I was impressed. I probably give his performance a B+.
Yeah. It would have been an A if he actually stopped Fortuna. Like if he actually managed to knock him down or stop him.
I felt like he could have too.
But outside of the foolishness he did in the final round, like it was a complete performance and it was a mature performance against someone who's pretty much seen as like almost like a boogeyman in a way, because so many people will drop fights with him. For all the
niggas was claiming mental health issues trying after they get fights with him.
Right.
I mean, it's facts. Shit, y'all seen the poll. People want that Ryan Garcia Jojo Diaz fight, but I think Haney was the second vote.
If they fight, one of them's getting stopped. The stoppage either way. One of them's getting stopped.
With Jojo and Ryan Garcia?
Yes. No, sorry, no. Yeah, I think one of them is getting stopped.
Yeah.
I think Jojo could stop Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia hold his fucking chin up in the air too much.
But
He didn't have footwork to get away from Jojo either there.
But Ryan Garcia does have some power, so that's and he's big for that weight. So I mean, I think Jojo's a better boxer and stuff.
Yeah, it's good, but that's one thing that happy motherfucker does have is he does have that he does have explosive power to him.
Yeah, and
he's a little predictable though.
Oh, definitely.
Because he's setting you up for it. Like, and I think JoJo is more seasoned in that aspect. Like, he knows what to look for. Like, that's a great fight. I still pick JoJo, but like King P said, like someone is getting knocked out, and it could be either guy. But I'll take the more consistent level boxer than the guy who, mental issues, fake.
Mm-hmm.
Getting dropped by Luke Campbell, life and death with Sosa.
Yep.
And I fucks with Ryan Garcia, but I gotta call a spade, man.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, and I also respected more of Jojo Diaz because he called out Fortuna, like he put himself in a situation. It was like, hey, bro, look, you got no opponent. Well, here I am. Let's fight. And Fortuna's not even a Golden Boy fighter too. Fortuna is one of the rare PPC fighters that actually cross the street, as everyone as now the term goes, crossing the street.
JoJo is behaving like a fighter. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All you other motherfuckers out there need to take notes.
Yeah, and Fortuna, and that's I'll give Fortuna respect for. Like Fortuna, it wasn't like nah, bro, you need to come over to PBC to do this shit. Like,
oh, he can't do that anyway. Cannon fighters can't talk like that.
Yeah.
True. Right, but he needed a fight, so he just took it.
Yeah, he needed a fight.
In this day and age, anybody can start saying, so, well, you need to do this.
Right,
I don't think it pass him, but KP's right.
So I'll give him both props. I'll definitely give props to JoJo for his performance. Like, now he put himself in the mix to being a lightweight, and hopefully, like I said, they put him in the ring by at least. Well, no, he has a cut, so who even knows?
No, November.
Yeah, no, that cut depends.
October.
Nah, but you seen the last tweet? I think Haney said October, and I think Dude said November.
All right, cool. Well, November or December. Yeah, November or December. Whenever that cut is healed up or whatever, hopefully, get him back in the ring, So,
I like how he called people out. Like, he talks shit. All you other pussy ass boxers.
Yeah, and they had to apologize for his language, which I was fucking laughing about.
With it holding his son, but that's that G shit I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. He ain't give a fuck. He holding his damn son and he damn cursing and calling people out pussies and shit. That's what boxing needed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You need a tough guy with a mouth and everything on him, and it's just to be saying whatever the fuck he wants to say.
A tough guy who's not a front runner.
Exactly.
Because I don't know, for some reason boxing be typecasting itself. Like, all the guys who talk shit like that are always the limited or one-trick ponies or the front runners. The dudes who got hands who could really beat your ass, they'll be like, well, I'll speak to my promoter. I'll see what they'll do. I bring back that James Toney energy where motherfucker got skills and ain't afraid to fucking say, look, I'll beat your ass.
Yeah, it's and it's not just talk, but to be able to back it up too. Because Tony talk a lot of shit though, but Tony made fights happen when
he backed it up. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, JoJo bringing that energy back. Like, if you skilled and you back it up and you tough, talk your shit. Talk your shit, Holmes.
Yeah.
Talk your fucking shit.
Good fight though. Good fight. It was a great fight. And then finally the main event. And the main event, thankfully, did not bring down the mood of the card because a knockout. Yeah, and it could have, and it could easily have done that. Of course, I'm talking about Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and Sullivan Barrera. Now, Sullivan Barrera, honestly, I always found it was funny because I mean, Barrera's clearly seen better days, like as a fighter. So it's mostly like, you know, what does he actually have left versus what they're actually trying to do with Zurdo. You know, they're trying to make Zurdo at least a 175 threat. So thankfully, like we all gave predictions, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 5, and the fucking fight ends in 4. You know what I'm saying? So, but I at least with Zurdo, like Zurdo, you know, Zurdo at least, you know, I mean, he knew this was his audition for a fight because, you know, you can't, you know, if you stink out of the joint with someone who's faded, you know, that's not really a good look. So
he did what he was supposed to do. He did what you know, all of us picked the early knockout, and he went out and did what he was supposed to do. So
absolutely, he dropped him with the first knockout was a vicious body shot. Like that shit, like I mean, that shit was thrown swiftly too. Like when he saw that shit in slow motion, I was like, God damn, this motherfucker probably got his rib punched into an organ or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
we all said like this shouldn't go past 5 rounds. And he said, you know what, 4 rounds.
Yeah, like I think Zurdo knew what time it was because I know if whatever fight that he wanted to make in his mind, he knew he had to get rid of Barrera, and Barrera had only been stopped once by Bivol in the last round, like some years back. Like it's a while back.
Yeah, I feel like that fight was forever ago.
Yeah,
and he called out Bivol too. So
yeah, that was an HBO fight.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, so Zurdo did what he had to do, and it was good for him. Like I know Oscar's trying to make him into the next Canelo in terms of. I know Zurdo's been like, yeah, give me Bivol, give me whoever, you know. But it remains to be seen because, you know, like Zurdo, like some other fighters, has been kind of iffy on fighting as he should. You know, especially, I mean, that's what especially his whole thing with Top Rank. That Top Rank shit never sat right with me either. What he pulled, you know, because like he had fights set up and he decided he needed to book. So yeah, Zurdo, yeah, this is you're on your redemption tour, bro. Like you better make the most of it. You know, but yeah, it was like I said, it was a great card, and if you missed it, you know, shame on you. But yeah, Golden Boy, like I said, you know, Golden Boy needs to stay on the zone. Like I mean, I know they burned bridges on a lot of different places, but Oscar, if you care about the future of your company, you better keep them on the zone and, you know, get the Triller stuff out of your head. You know,
yeah, like leave Triller for yourself,
right?
Or maybe a one-off with Ryan Garcia and do some mega event. But other than that, just, you know, Golden Boy and the Zone got a good thing going on, and, you know,
yeah,
don't fuck it up.
Yeah, don't fuck it up. Exactly. You know?
That was almost a jinx right there. That was both of us to say that.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, son, you got yourself a good woman. You're growing older now. You're more mature. Don't fuck it up. And that was one of those, man. Like, you pat him on the shoulder real hard, look at him serious, but smile.
Exactly. Oh man. So at least thankfully, you know, Friday night was good. And so now we definitely, you know, we have another card coming up for next Saturday that we are all anticipating.